It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. Y'all know when I talk about celebrity news, I'm gonna go in. There's a method to this here. A little windy outside. Y'all bear with me. When I'm talking about celebrity news, you know that I'm gonna uncover some truth and really ignite the conscience. This commentary over here is unmatched. Y'all make sure y'all like the video on y'all way in. Salute to y'all. I see y'all rolling in the chat. What's happening? Nia, what's going on? Old School Rules is in the building. So we talking about P. Diddy, his documentary. Well, it was 50 Cent who executive produced this documentary on P. Diddy. And it has sparked a back and forth between Marlon Wayans and 50 Cent. We got to talk about this back and forth because it revealed a lot. What's going on? What's happening? Reggie in the building. Joshua, what's happening? So the internet has been split. One side of the internet is saying 50 Cent is wrong for putting out a documentary on Diddy to appease a white-owned company like Netflix. And they're saying that 50 Cent is kicking Diddy while he's down. They saying 50 is just being petty because one of 50 Cent's child's mothers, she's involved with Diddy and has been involved with Diddy. And so there's a lot of 50 Cent is getting a lot of pushback. And then on the other end, anybody who is standing up for Diddy, you just look crazy. It just doesn't look good. Anybody who seems to be defending Diddy. Not saying that that's what Marlon Wayans was doing, but anybody who's speaking up seemed to. Y'all make sure y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me, man. It's extremely windy out here. It's crazy. As soon as I came out here, the wind started blowing. All right. All right, good. Long as y'all can hear me. And get the likes up. Everybody get the likes up because I'm going to cook. I'm going to point out a lot of things that nobody's really seeing. So, Marlon Wayans, he did some interview on some radio show. And basically he said, look, kicking Diddy while he down, karma can come back around, so on and so forth. And there's other videos with Marlon Wayans pretty much saying that, hey, he's been to plenty of Diddy parties. He's been to plenty of Diddy parties and he ain't never seen nothing going on, right? And it kind of makes him seem like he's in defense of Diddy, but he's saying, look, he's not defending, he's made it public recently, he's not defending Diddy. He just against, 50 Cent speaking on this man while he's down and how that looks on us as a whole. As a whole, right? All black men, pretty much. But, here's the crazy thing. Marlon Wayans, he dresses up like a white woman in movies. And he's trying to be some moral authority. And I don't agree with that. Also, Marlon Wayans, he really vouched and promoted Pride Month. Last year, he was, he did a whole photo shoot. And, Marlon Wayans is right to a degree when it comes to kicking somebody while they down. But Marlon is the wrong person to do that, man. Come on, let me just call the elephant in the room out. Marlon is the wrong person to be trying to be the moral authority on what 50 put out. But I'm going, listen, I'm not going to be easy on 50 either. I want y'all to hear where I stand with this so we can get to the overall picture of what's going on here, right? Marlon Wayans can't be the moral authority, y'all. He just can't be the person that's speaking on our image and how it's a bad look putting this out. And that's the role everybody's taking. That 50 is doing this for pretty much for our oppressors, getting paid to tarnish another black man's image. I watched the whole documentary. Let me put this out here. I watched the entire documentary, and I want to say this, and I want to be very clear about this. 50 Cent did not put that much new footage out that wasn't already put out. There's a lot of things that was released that exist on the internet, and it was only a few portions of that documentary that was what I would consider brand new footage, like when Diddy got in the car after greeting fans saying he needed to take a bath and wash his hands. We talking about a man who had male jism. We talking about a man who had male excrement, not excrement, but specimen smeared on his chest. This guy just shaking hands in New York said he got to go take a bath. That footage was crazy. That footage was crazy. So, he brung that out. He brung out the part where Diddy is going off on the lawyer. But everything else you can find, right? You can find everything else. And Marlon made another point in that radio show where he came out and said that anybody can spin a narrative. Anybody can put out a documentary and show different clips and act like those are receipts and just manipulate and spread a narrative. And that's very true too. That's very true. Anybody can put out a documentary on someone and make them look a certain way, pushing a narrative. But listen, Marlon is not the person that should be speaking in this situation. And I know Marlon put out some type of some photo. There's a photo with what appears to be 50 Cent and Diddy in the hot tub. I'm talking about shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. Now, I don't think the photo is real. 50 Cent said it was AI. I believe it is AI. I think it's tasteless if Marlon put out a photo that was AI and he knew it was AI and he tried to push it as fact. 50 can actually sue Marlon for that. So, but in the same token, 50 Cent uses AI too when he's going against people. So, it's one of those things that is kind of petty. He put out an AI image on 50. Now, let's talk about 50. Because Marlon Wayans is Boule. He's one of their puppets. He pushes the agenda to emasculate black men. We know that for a fact. He's part of the Illuminati, Freemasonic puppets, just like 50 Cent. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, they're one and the same. In fact, I'm gonna take this a step further. Diddy and 50 Cent are one and the same too. Yeah, these people are all there to push an agenda, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that because what I'm trying to show you all is that there's a game being played on our people, and this is the reason why we made the image reclamation movement to begin with. The game that's being played on the people. Now, we hashtag not for sale. You got a lot of people out here who are for sale, including 50 Cent, Marlon Wayans, and everybody else. We seen Marlon Wayans in that new movie that, what was it? Him. We seen him in the Him movie. We know that he was pushing heavy Illuminati messaging in that film. We already know. We know that these people push distractions. We know that these individuals are set up in our community to tarnish our image. Now, let's talk about 50 Cent. Let's talk about 50 Cent. So 50 Cent, what is he known for? Putting out movies, TV shows to do what? To do what? Criminalize black men. This is what 50 been doing. Nobody's catching on to it. 50 Cent been putting out material that's designed to criminalize black men. And 50 Cent been glazing white supremacy. Yeah, he was put on by who? Eminem. He was put on by Eminem. He was jumping in wars, fighting battles, doing it. He was a foot soldier for Eminem. Let's just keep it a buck, right? Then he makes a TV show called Power. And it's showing what? Dysfunction in the black family. It's the same as Empire. Son killing the father. Brothers killing brothers. Betrayal. The whole spirit of Cain and Abel. 50 been pushing this. Like, are we not seeing what the agenda is? And then he makes a revamped version of Power, and he has this white guy that they call him Tommy Egan, who is running around the hood. He's running around the hood, murking black people. Matter of fact, 50 in the show Power kills another brother for code checking the white boy. Code checking him. He could, so basically, the fact that the guy in the show, you know, because I guess they eating ribs or eating chicken or something, and he, you know, he makes a joke like, you know, he code checked him like, come on, man, you know, follow your culture. 50 murks him in the show to show you where his alliance is at. Now, I'm not against all Caucasian people or nothing like that. I'm just saying that white supremacy been had their hands on 50 Cent. White supremacy been using this man as a tool to sow division. He's been a foot soldier for the beast. Yeah, 50 Cent been a foot soldier for the beast. I mean, what are we talking about? And see, what we got to understand with these Freemasonic Illuminati puppets is that they all work together. They all work together. Let me get this weirdo up out of here. Hold on, let me block somebody. Hey, listen, my block list is getting crazy. There we go. Now, the question is, the internet is split on whether 50 Cent was wrong for putting out a documentary on Diddy. I think y'all need to pay attention to what 50 Cent said in the interview when he was like, I think Diddy would love the documentary. I think Diddy would love the documentary. And a lot of people think 50 was being petty or sarcastic. I don't. See, these people work together. They all bootleg. And I would say that a documentary like that put out, that didn't tarnish Diddy. We didn't heard everything about Diddy. If anything, it just gave Diddy more attention. If anything, that's what it did. Let me let y'all in on a little something. The more people talking about you, the more documentaries, the more publicity that you see being put out on an individual, the better. It keeps them relevant. Diddy got like what, another year left up in there? And he's the most relevant person right now. And you can thank 50 Cent for that. And y'all gotta understand, Diddy coming home with $300 million. He's still filthy rich. Yeah. And I think that 50 Cent got some secret love for Diddy. I really believe he got some secret love for this man, some admiration. I really think that he really admires Diddy. He does. You can tell how he talks about him in interviews. He's all giddy and stuff. I know that Diddy, you know, has some things going with his child's mother, but you know, 50 don't care about these women. 50 don't care. You know, he has a son with that woman, but he don't care. He's 50 Cent. You know, he got plenty of women. He's not tripping over that. The only embarrassing part is he has a child with him. That's it. 50's not tripping over that. Listen, these guys obsessed. Well, this guy is obsessed. 50 Cent is obsessed with Diddy, bros. Anybody, let me tell you, let me express it this way. Anybody that takes the time with all the billions of dollars you got and goes and puts out a documentary on this individual who you met, who you do have some type of business interaction with and relationship with, because a lot of y'all didn't know, 50 Cent wrote songs for Diddy. He wrote songs for him. They work with each other. They work with each other. 50 Cent didn't put out a documentary after Diddy asked him to take him shopping. Yeah, they work together. Matter of fact, 50 Cent was the one that put those lyrics in the Diddy Did It. Coastal Beefs, Diddy Did It. 50 Cent wrote that. Y'all know Diddy don't write his own rhymes. Yeah. And by the way, I do believe Diddy did all that. I think Diddy did everything they saying. I do think Diddy did it. I do think he did it. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. Because his name is still relevant. People are still talking. Yeah, somebody said 50 Cent, Diddy went after his son's mother to get him from their longtime beef. Yeah, somebody said the plot thickens. It does, man. Listen. These are foot soldiers for the beast. All of these individuals are devils, including Marlon Wayans. Y'all got to think about our image as a whole. And what actually just took place here? What actually just took place? That's a good question. Why didn't 50 Cent put his baby mother in the documentary? Exactly. He ain't gonna do that. Because that exposes him, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got their issues, everybody got what they got going on. But what we got to understand is what that did to us as a whole. What happened here? All right, you got 50 Cent who been exploiting the black community. He been putting out negative stereotypes, negative messages. He been putting out material that criminalizes us. He been pushing a narrative that is what we would consider toxic for our community. He been glazing white supremacy. He been putting out violence and, violent lyrics. He been promoting white supremacy because that is the nucleus of white supremacy, black division. Now, don't let nobody take what I just said. Y'all heard that here first. The nucleus of white supremacy is black degeneracy or black division. That's the nucleus. They need us divided. They need us being put out there as being criminals, being murderers, robbers, and drug dealers. They need shows and TV. They need shows and movies like that. 50 Cent, he produced all of that. And then when you see him in a movie with what's the white guy he was in that one movie with playing a cop? He was playing a cop in something. Somebody tell me the name of that movie he was in. What was that white actor's name? Was it Steven Seagal? I was one of them. But he act like a little puppy. He act like a little puppy in the movies with them white boys. Stop playing with me. They be patting him on the head. Stop playing with me. Yeah, they put him in there with Bruce Willis. He become a good boy. You should see him in them damn movies with the same damn expression, looking stupid. 50 Cent is a horrible actor, by the way, but he's a good, he knows how to produce movies and strum up controversy. But they put him in the movies with them white boy, put him in there with Bruce Willis. He's sitting there with that dumbass smile. Yeah, I'm a cop. He the same person every movie. Stop playing. So you got 50 Cent who been pushing a negative message. He puts out a documentary on Diddy, who we all know is a freak body old head that's running around jugging on everybody in the industry. Marlon Wayans comes out of nowhere talking about kicking people while they down. And listen, Marlon Wayans, the individual who dressed up like a white girl, played in a movie called White Girls. Every movie Marlon Wayans in, he do something suspect. He said he been through all the Diddy parties and he ain't never seen nothing. Look, you can go to a regular party and you gonna see something. You gonna sit up and try to convince us that you went to a Diddy party and you ain't seen nothing flagrant. Even Lecrae said he seen some wild stuff at the Diddy party. Lecrae said he saw some wild stuff. You ain't gonna convince me you went to a Diddy party and you ain't seen nothing out of pocket. Marlon and Sean, the whole Wayans family, except the old eldest brother. Yeah, of course they always need a villain. So you got Marlon popping out talking, listen, it's all an embarrassment on the black community. It's all an embarrassment. That's what it really is. Let me see. Somebody said people celebrating Diddy wish they was at the Diddy party, bunch of degenerates. Right. And then there's a lot of Diddy defendants. There's a lot of people jumping out of the pocket, really legit defending Diddy. You know, I could understand somebody saying, yo, 50 Cent went too far, man. Like you sitting there putting out documentaries on another man that you work with. You too close. You're too close to the project to be taken serious because you got beef with this dude. The same dude that's basically piping your child's mother down. You're gonna be the executive producer on his documentary, and we think that it's gonna be completely non-biased? No, come on now. It's all messy. And guess what? These celebrities are all making the oppressors happy. Everybody is happy because you got black division, black degeneracy. You got it all, and everybody getting paid. But Netflix making all the money. Somebody says you looking healthy. You looking fresh and healthy. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, now let's talk just a little bit about the contents of that documentary. Just a couple, because like I said, I watched the whole documentary, each part, and there wasn't that much nuances except for some of the interviews, of course. Some of the interviews, when they interview Hot Rod, or I think that's his name, crazy name, Paul's B, Hot Rod, and he's talking about Diddy, you know, basically, he said he woke up in the bed with Diddy. He said he was so drugged up that he woke up sometimes with women, sometimes Diddy in the bed with him. He said he just don't remember what happened. He just know that he woke up in pain, bro. That part I was like, oh damn. But here's the thing. The whole industry is like that. This is what I want to express to y'all, right? The industry is full of Diddies. Yeah, he said he woke up with his behind sore. He don't know what was in his drink, none of that. I mean, look, you dancing with the devil. I mean, look. When you thirsty for fame and success, you got to understand that you in the lion's den at that point. You in the wolf pack at that point. Like, if you just idolize these people and your dream is I just want a major producer to put me on and I want to be known worldwide. Listen, hey, I gotta tell you like this: the way the industry works is you're gonna lose something. You're gonna lose a child, you're gonna lose a family member, or you're gonna lose your rear end. That's just how it works. In 2025, going on 2026, we should know how the industry works by now. If you think you're going to be at Diddy's house, if you think you're going to be spending months at Diddy's house producing a record, and with his reputation that's already out there, and you think that you ain't going to be compromised, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So I don't feel sorry for these grown men. I don't feel sorry for grown men who get put in them positions, man. I just can't. I can't. I can't feel sorry for them. Now, the women who got caught up, the women who got abused, the women who, and even with that being said, some of them were very much complacent with it. They were very much in agreement, and it just is crazy. Yeah, Kim C says repeatedly though. Exactly. I mean, how many months, days, and weeks was you waking up like that? And at what point did you snap out of it? It's crazy stuff. So it was some wild stuff there. And, 50 Cent, everybody is kind of like, yo, 50 Cent is the ultimate troll, man. This is how you deal with beef. Listen, let's do a vote on this. Let's do a vote. How many of y'all really believe that 50 he got a W? Now, financially, he did get a W from Netflix. He got paid by the oppressor. But how many of y'all really look at 50 Cent the same after dropping a documentary on somebody who dealing with his child's mother? Like, how many of y'all really look at him the same? I mean, I know I don't. I always looked at 50 Cent as a coon, though. And honestly, I look at all these guys as coons. None of them are doing anything positive for our image. None of them. Yeah, and CIA sent. You said it right. Like, some of that footage he got is like, man, this man got some industry plants. He got some agents. We got to really start thinking about what type of image are they putting out. 50 Cent's he really made himself look like a petty millionaire. Just petty. Somebody said kudos to 50. Hope he exposes them all. Well, I hope 50 Cent gets exposed too for exploiting the black community and pushing criminality. Yep, somebody said it. 50 Cent only, that's real 80s. He said 50 Cent only attacks his own and kiss other cultures' ass. He never goes at anyone else. Exactly. Because 50 Cent follows the rules. And that's what? Never outshine your master. 50 Cent wrote a book called The 50 Laws of Power. A pun off the 48 Laws of Power. Everybody get the likes up on the video. Yeah, this man wrote a whole entire book on this. And he know who the masters are. He know who not to buck up at. 50 Cent know who not to buck up at. He ain't bucking up at none of these record execs. He ain't bucking up at no Jimmy Iovine, or he ain't bucking up at Clive Davis. 50 Cent gonna stay in his lane. And he gonna push more division. He gonna push more divide and conquer tactics. And he gonna be a good tool for white supremacy. And he's gonna be a good tool to cause more division. That's what 50 Cent is. That's what he's been. And people be so focused like, well, he a real street ninja. Man, don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about that. Yeah, he follows that crush your enemies totally. He follows all those tenets. And then look, this is how they do it. This is how white supremacy work, man. They're gonna let 50 run it up until his stay is over. Same thing with Jay-Z. When he's no longer useful, white supremacy sacrifices you. That's what they do. 50 gonna have his time too. Somebody said he had beef with Jimmy Iovine before. He didn't go and totally crush Jimmy Iovine, did he? Somebody says, let me see. Somebody said Nubreed just watched another content creator reveal documented info on him in a hot tub with Diddy. Yeah, 50 Cent says that image is AI, which I'm more prone to believe it is AI, unless some other news comes out. You know, some people be running with fake news. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Um, why was the image in black and white? And if you look closely at the image, it looks to be digitized in some way. It just doesn't look like a real image. But nonetheless, Marlon Wayans used it. And nonetheless, I wouldn't doubt that 50 would be in a hot tub with Diddy. I wouldn't doubt it. But and that's just what it is. It's all entertainment for these cats. The industry is like WWE. And it'd be a lot of things that's planned in advance too to get the people talking. It's all promotion. Somebody said, yeah. Somebody said Fifth mad because he was with his child mother. Exactly. And see, what y'all gotta understand is the way the white supremacy structure is set up, when they can't really blame us for things in society. And at the moment, you know, foundational black Americans, we just been killing all their talking points. We've been killing all their talking points. Like, it's to the point where the strong right, they just pretty much imploding on themselves. They just battling with each other, right? They kind of drew the focus off of us. You know, the black fatigue content is kind of wearing thin because we held the mirror up at them and showed them themselves. So now what's next? You need your taskmasters. So now, like clockwork, because we didn't got the attention off ourselves with facts, with educated brothers who really bring in the truth, one being myself. But there's a lot of brothers that just was like, nah, y'all not about to make us look bad. So now you have to use who? Your taskmasters. Now you have to use your celebrities. Now you got to use your 50 cents. Now you need to reignite your Diddies and your Marlon Wayans. And we just gonna create a whole ish show. We're gonna use all these men who we all know, who they all know, the elite know all of those men are compromised. The elite know that. The elite got honeypots on all of their damn created characters. Oh yeah, they got demos on all of them. 50, Marlon, Diddy, every damn body else. Ja Rule, everybody else who made it to the millionaire club. Y'all think that all them people didn't know what Diddy was doing all that time? No, Diddy bucked up at white supremacy. When he tried to sue Deleon, he broke the rule. Diddy broke the rule. So who's next in the ranks? 50 Cent. They tried to come after Jay-Z, but Jay-Z shut that down. Jay-Z got some good attorneys. They tried to come after Jay-Z, but Jay-Z was ahead of the curve. But Diddy, he broke the rules. Jay-Z kind of just tries to mind his business. And then Jay-Z was a plant too. Y'all see, all y'all seen the footage with Jay-Z with the watch that he was recording the whole Diddy party? Y'all seen it? He had the ring on. He's sitting there like, yeah, look at these rich niggas. Yeah, Jay-Z one of them. He worked for them people too. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as they done with 50 Cent, they gonna hang him out to dry too. You know, they enjoy seeing, yeah, Jay-Z is smarter than Puff. He is. See, Puff has a God complex. Puff think he's untouchable until he get touched. You know, Puff was created too by the industry, by the way. All of these guys. Listen, I watched the documentary. Puff's mother was already having Diddy parties. You know what I'm saying? They had, in their home after Puff's dad died, they already had the stages. You know what I mean? He was wearing the minks. He was already being introduced to that lifestyle as a kid. They talked about in the documentary how Puff was out to 3, 4 in the morning at 10 years old and all that. Like, he was bred to do what he did. He was created by the industry. They knew there was going to be Diddy parties while this man was a child. He was bred by the industry. He was a plant from the beginning. That's why I be trying to tell y'all people, these are not just regular people that represent us foundationally. They're created by a higher up. They're created by what we would consider the elites. I don't consider them elite, but you know what I'm saying. He was groomed to be who he is. Same thing with 50 Cent. 50 Cent been in the game since a teenager. All of them groomed for it. Somebody says, Real 80 says, they stay with black men in the news under scrutiny for something degenerate. MJ, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Chris Brown, Diddy, etc. Exactly. And see, that's what a lot of people are not seeing the whole picture. For a moment, they was using this black degeneracy kink on all the civilians. But see, that type of content is like trash content. You have to go dumpster diving to find it. You have to go digging through the trenches to find black degeneracy, you know, and then push that on your platform to get your little likes and views and stuff. You have to go digging for that. So it's not easy to acquire it right now. So what do? Get the taskmasters, had them going back and forth, beefing online, you know. Let's give one a paycheck to destroy the other. That's what it's always been that way. Oh, somebody said love the hoodie. By the way, this hoodie right here, this that nobility. You can get this on nubreedglobaltruth.com. This is my brand. You know what I'm saying? Support it. You know, we stay fresh. So if you want to support Nobility brand, nubreedglobaltruth.com. And pretty soon, there's going to be a revamp of the clothes as well. I'm going to be putting some new pieces out very soon for the winter season, right? So y'all stay tapped in with that. Somebody says, they all fake. We hurt each other. Wow. Yeah, these are the things we got to consider. What are they distracting us from? What are they distracting us from? Let's keep it 1,000. Right now, what's happening in the world that they don't want us to see. Because every time Diddy get to trending and these celebrities get to going back and forth and it's all this stuff going on. You got the NLE Chopper dude going at NBA Youngboy. Hold on, let's stop here for a second because we're going to talk about what's going on in the world. But let me say this. What the hell is going on with NLE Chopper, bro? Y'all can't tell me that boy ain't buck broke. You can't tell me that boy ain't over there moist by choice. Anyway, I mean, listen, a lot of them videos he got coming out going at young boy, I mean, disgusting, bro, just disgusting. Ain't no man supposed to be gyrating like that. You know, in 2025 going on 2026, you still got these guys pushing that Charmin baby-ish, moist towelette, flexible behavior, bro. That's gotta stop, man. But anyway, yeah, somebody said, yeah, he's very suspicious, very much so. And I want all the young brothers to understand, young brothers and sisters, men ain't supposed to be popping like that. They ain't supposed to be getting down and popping their ass like that, bro. Ain't nobody supposed to be doing that. NLE Chopper all in the videos looking like looking like the Texas Pete dude. I ain't know if that was NLE Chopper or what's the boy that what was that boy name that slid down the damn pole and went to hell? What was his name? I forgot his name. That one rapper. But anyway, yeah, you got that boy gyrating all over these damn videos, doing all this damn weird ass tribal dances, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. Little X, yeah, like I didn't know if it was a Little X video, cause I used to like some of NLE Chopper's songs. I'm like, let me see what NLE Chopper talking about. I clicked on the video. 40 seconds in, I clicked off the video. Like, NLE Chopper, what the hell you doing? I'm like, what you doing, bro? You're not supposed to be moving like that. I'm like, this is not art. I'm telling you, they'll do anything, man. That's why we hashtag not for sale, bro. We hashtag not for sale. You got you got everybody trying to sell their ass for some fame, bro. This just not gonna go down like that. They were trying to sell their own people out or sell themselves out. Gladiator, thank you for the support. Says all praise to the Most High God in Christ. Peace, Nubreed. Blessings, everyone. It's all a distraction to make the black men wild and crazy. I am tired of these people out here with no mindset. Man, you ain't lying, bro. It's all a play. It's all a play to make us look weak, to make us look effeminate. You got Marlon Wayans, who clearly worked for the elite. 50 Cent clearly, Diddy, all of them. We got to take our voice back and let it be known that 50 Cent, Sean Combs, or Marlon Wayans don't represent foundational black Americans. They don't represent us. I don't care where they was bred. They don't represent us as a whole is what I'm trying to describe to you. Because they were bred. 50 Cent, y'all seen the video, one of his first songs, Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday. Where did Dr. Dre get 50 Cent from? In the lab. He was creating him in a lab. See, y'all got to understand that was speaking a language right there. That was symbolism right there. These people are created. The high-ups choose you early. Somebody says, do you see they are harvesting off the collective? Exactly. And what they're really distracting us from is all of the atmospheric changes that's going on. The fact that we, and I'm talking about God's chosen people, have taken a strong stance with our identity. And there's a shift that's taking place politically that they're trying to distract us from, because now we're in a time where, since we have gravitated to state and claim to having stock in this land of America, it really realigned and shifted everything politically and geopolitically. It shifted everything. That's why you see all these people going against each other on a strong right. Why you see this implosion happening. Now they have to get all their think tanks together and come together and figure out how to reassess supremacy. That's what's happening right now. They have to find out how to reassess it. And the best way to do that is use the people who are considered leaders in their community. The only issue with that is 50 Cent is not a leader in our community. If 50 Cent is a leader in the community, he cares about victims of abuse and all of that, where's 50 Cent's where's his donations to abused women? Where's his charities? Where's his charities for great victims? No, 50 Cent is about getting that money. That's it. And see, they keep the real voices down. They keep the real voices as quiet as they can keep them. And they do that for a reason, because they know when we get in position, we're going to try to do something for our people. So those people who are selfish, that don't intend on building up the community at all, or even attempting to try to do something for the people, they'll let them eat. They'll let them eat, because they know that they're going to keep everything in house. They know that they're not going to support anybody else. That's how it works. You see. Somebody says, who cares about these clowns? Focus on your life. Everybody cares about them. That's why I'm talking about it. Everybody cares about them. You might not care, but the world does. That's why all the hundreds and millions of people are watching videos about it. My job is to make sure that the elect and the chosen can see through it and understand what's really happening, that they all playing us against each other. They all trying to destroy our image. They all Illuminati. They all puppets. They all been to the damn secret meetings. They all been on the casting couches. You think 50 Cent been in all them movies with Bruce Willis and this actor and that art actor and Steven Seagal? I think he was in something with Steven Seagal too. You think he been in all these movies and you think he ain't been to the damn casting couch? Stop playing. See, I'm gonna tell you the uncomfortable truth. They all been. Will Smith, Denzel Washington, they all been to the casting couches. Straight up. Straight up. Samuel L. Jackson, you name it, they all been to the casting couches. All of them. And then when you see 50 in the movies with those actors, he act like a damn puppy. But when he in a black film, he's murking everybody. He the big bad wolf in them streets on every other show. But when he in there with the white boys, he playing cops and they patting him on the head. We talking about he worked with racist ass Steven Seagal. They patting him on the head. One movie he was in, they was calling him a boy the whole movie. They was calling him a kid. That's what the kid's good. They was calling 50 Cent a kid in the movie. A kid. Ain't no way I'm playing in no movie where a bunch of white men gonna be calling me a kid. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. 50 Cent ain't got no damn dignity. He's just a money-hungry, vile peasant, just like the rest of them. Trying to make a come up off another brother. And I ain't saying Diddy is a brother, because Diddy is worse. Well, it's arguable who's worse, Diddy or 50, because I could say Diddy at least put out some good ass R&B music in the 90s. Diddy at least put on some artists that put out some good ass music. I can at least say that, damn it. If we talking about contributions to society, Diddy got more charities than 50 Cent. And Diddy did put out, he has put out some good music, some timeless music. I can't argue with that. But Diddy is what we think he is. Diddy did it. Diddy did it. Yeah, that's right. They both praise and bow. It's all Baal worship. Gladiator, thank you for the support. Says it's time for people to wake up. The devil is working through the air and trying to trick everybody's mind. It's all to play with God's chosen, but we see it. It's part of the shift. Exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a lot happening, you know, with these politicians, which we got to talk about that later. And then they're also getting ready for their Saturnalia sacrifices that's coming. You already know they're coming very soon. The Saturnalia sacrifices, you know, for Christmas. You're gonna start seeing some celebrities pop up dead. Yeah, they all part of it. They are part of the system. Yeah, Diddy is out here. Diddy's going when Diddy gets free, believe it or not, he gonna have a massive fan base. Yo, when Diddy gets out and Diddy finally speak, all them dudes that was out there spraying baby oil on each other at the damn courthouse, they all gonna take to the streets. People like Marlon Wayans with his Rainbow Pride Month, Pride Parade attendee, all the Pride Parade attendees, they gonna be out there with baby oil in the streets in a year or so. And then you're going to really see Babylon unfold. You're going to see that they're going to make black men once again the face of Sodom. Yeah, that was symbolic. That was symbolic when you had Marlon Wayans speaking up for Diddy. He just showing his alignment. Somebody said, did you see that rock band's concert? I think it's Coldplay. It was so demonic. No, go ahead and send me that. Okay, let me see. Official says, my ex is one of his former groups and have always wondered if they were fondled, they didn't seem traumatized though. Yeah, I don't. I guess you talking about the group Coldplay. Somebody said Marlon Wayans hella zesty. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you know when 50 Cent was asked about Diddy, 50 Cent was in the damn podcast blushing and everything, man. All them guys, man. They all look vulnerable, man. They all got a certain aura. Once B5. Oh, so it's used to date somebody from B5, but they, listen, perhaps they were protected because um, there is a situation where if you don't make it real big, it's probably because you got out the situation and they was unable to get to you. That's how the industry works. Sammy has been talking about the R&B singer Sammy. He been talking about getting out the industry and how his mother was gang stalked afterwards and how she protected him, but also he was unable to make it big because of the protection, because that so there's a possibility that he didn't get fondled or he didn't get traumatized. I mean, you know, or it could have happened at a point where you just don't remember it. It is what it is. Yeah, the Waynes do fruity stuff in everything they play in, bro. So when you see him defending Diddy, that's just, and he's not necessarily defending Diddy, but he is defending Diddy. You know, somebody says, I believe that's why Kevin Gates keep wearing tights and dressing crazy. He's paying the price. Yeah, man, they all are suspicious. They all suspicious. Why? Because they had to do what they had to do to get to the fame. They don't want no strong black men making it to that place. They don't want that. Yeah. You got Marlon Wayans. Out of all people, man, look. Marlon Wayans getting a little bit beside himself. He did get it. He got a breakout performance in the movie Him. Probably gonna be Grammy nominated. He showed his range in that film. But he getting beside himself. We all know that y'all bootleg. We not choosing sides. We know what the industry is promoting, what they pushing. We know what the agenda is. Y'all just want to be messy on the internet. Yep, Gladiator says they all had to do something to get rich. They didn't get rich by skill. Nah, Diddy, even in the Diddy documentary, he ain't know nothing about music for real. He was just one of those guys who aligned himself with Andre Harrell. He glazed him, moved in with him. He was that guy, like anything you need, I go get it. You want me to run to the store? I go do that. He's just one of those guys that did anything he can to align himself with the right people. And he did what he did. And he came from a background where he was being groomed to be a part of the industry. It's nothing by chance with these folks. Nothing by chance. Perhaps his mother even put him in it. They keep freezing my chat. And also, the other day, I went live and my chat disappeared. And I mean, soon as I went live, my chat disappeared. I want to tell everybody, if you're watching this particular stream, you did not get blocked. I tried to individually send each one of y'all emails, but if I missed anybody, I don't know why YouTube did that, but it made people thought that they were blocked from the platform, and that's extremely damaging to the platform. So it wasn't me. I didn't block you. I don't know what happened. The chat just completely disappeared during a live stream, right? So I just wanted to make that clear. Yep, somebody said Will Smith should have smacked his son for wearing them dresses. Well, Will Smith was the one, kissing the boy in the mouth on TV shows. Will Smith was clearly making his son Jaden uncomfortable. We seen some of that, the same behavior from Tom Brady and his son. They do it publicly. We seen how Will Smith was conducting himself with Jaden. Like, I'm gonna tell you, man, these people are foul. These people are foul, bro. And we done seen Jaden Smith on videos crying, crashing out. And it's like Hollywood don't care. We all know what's going on with these Hollywood children. We know what's going on with them. Somebody said Marlon signed an oath. Look up the movie. He got a lead part in him. Yeah, he took the oath. Yeah, they trying to normalize pederasty. These PDF files are, you know, they're out here, they lurking. And there's a in Hollywood there's a hidden agenda that they promote publicly, if that makes sense. It's a hidden agenda, but it's promoted publicly. These people hide in plain sight. They always hide in plain sight. Let me see. Somebody says behind closed doors, the so-called pro-black leaders and the KKK eat at the same table. They don't care about race. They're here to divide and separate you, the regular people. In some instances, that's true. In some instances, I have to agree with that. See, there's a secret relationship between white supremacy and fake pro-blacks. There really is. And what they're designed to do is cause more divide and conquer, more division. I completely agree. Let me see. Somebody says, I don't get a notification at all. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, man. I don't know what's up with the platform. We usually, when we stream live, it's always 700 to 1,000 people, live viewers, but people just don't get notified. But there's going to be some changes made with my platform when it comes to live streaming. In the near future, what I'm going to do is stick to uploads. For the most part, I'm going to stick to uploads. And if you're not a member, you're going to pretty much miss out on the live stream. And then I will pretty much give bits and pieces of the live stream in upload fashion. That's what's going to end up happening. So I recommend that everybody join the membership. All you got to do is go to your YouTube tab on your desktop or turn your phone to desktop mode, hit that join tab, and just for a couple dollars a month, if you want to see these live streams, then just become a member, because I'm not going to be continuing to go live with the games they play, as well as I want to go live and build with my real supporters. Even if I'm just addressing stuff that's going on in the YouTube streets or whatever, anything I'm addressing, I want to address that with my real supporters. And other than that, I can get my uploads. I can get my uploads on videos, and Yep. Somebody says they target certain people with strong opinions. They really do. They really do. Somebody said this morning I looked up and thank God for sending you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All praises to the Most High. We got a lot to discuss today. We got a lot going on in the media. We got a lot of newsworthy stories. Some of these things going to be brought up in uploads. Somebody, let me see. Somebody says, well, Breed, you've been on the casting couch. Let's not forget you rolling with Masons. So what's the obsession with 50 Cent? Are you triggered? Man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all just be saying things. You believe that? For the person that posted that comment, let me see. Cali Girl said, Cali Girl, you believe that? You believe that to be true? If you believe that to be true, you just as goofy as the person that made that up. Nah, don't block her, y'all. You just as goofy as the person that made that lie up. But other than that, look, All promotion is good promotion, man. Even when it's just not true. People gonna say whatever they say. People gonna think what they gonna think. I don't care. All I can stand on is the truth. That's all I know. All I know is the truth. Let me see. Says they sacrifice their children from it because there's a trans male agenda. Yeah, and I mean things that are proven. These are the things that we discuss on this platform about the so-called elite, the celebrities, what they got going on. It's all proven because we have a track record of these things. Now, in the religious community, particularly online, it's a lot of spookism. You know, a lot of spooky conspiracy type stuff. The stuff that I say is actually factual, based in fact. The stuff that I'm saying is something that's we can prove. You know, so I don't, these spooky people who, you know, just say things. You know, yeah, we like to stick to what we can prove. Somebody said, "What? Let me see." So I'm from the UK, and we have a new show on around. Your thoughts? I gotta look that up. I didn't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things taking place. There's a earthquake that just hit Japan not too long ago. Somebody says, "I like your hoodie, bro. Where you get that from?" NubreedGlobalTruth.com. I got this hoodie from NubreedGlobalTruth.com. This is my brand, Nobility. Get the cap to match. This is high quality stuff. This is high quality material. Everything on the site is high quality, heavy duty for an affordable price. Somebody said, still doing a deep dive about skinwalkers. Yes, I am. Yep, I got some things in the works. Absolutely. Let me see. Somebody says, that's the reason why I don't like most of these content creators. They always make up lies about you. Yeah, man. Hey, I just let people do them, you know? I let people do them. I let people believe what they want. I let people say what they want. One thing about it, the truth is always going to last. It's always going to outlive a lie, no matter how hard you work on pushing a lie. You know, and here's the thing. I just don't respond to nonsense. I don't care. People can say what they want. I enjoy the attention. If I'm speaking honest about it, I do enjoy the attention. I enjoy that there's a lot of people that talk about me all the time because they keep me relevant. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. I'm not new to social media. I am not, I'm no stranger to social media. You know, I enjoy the fact that there's so many people who talk because then people just come around. And even when I take time off, there's people come around, get new subscribers. And because people going by nature say, well, I see what all these people are saying about this guy. Let me go meet him for myself. Let me go look this individual up. Then they come over and be like, yo, this cat really the truth. They come over and be like, yo, this cat really the truth. And I can rock with this platform. That's how social media works. You know, that's how it works. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the attention. It makes me be able to work less. And plus, I got other endeavors that I'm working on. I'm not always on YouTube because I have, multiple things that I do. Multiple things that I do. Yeah. Somebody says exactly. It brings traffic. That's good. Yeah. I be meeting new people all the time. Like, yo, I heard your name in a negative way. Then I come to see you talking about, and you're a real one. Yeah, that's how it be. And I know how many of y'all met people like that. It's like you hear the worst of the worst about a person till you cross that person. You be like, oh no, that cat cool. Yeah. What's going on, my elder? Barbara Ronson's in the building, man. Shout out to the elder. Y'all salute that brother, man. Somebody said, Breed, 2 days I had a vision, a nightmare about the different types of creatures on Earth. There were 4 divisions made in hidden labs, demigorgons, half-breeds, etc. Is this normal? Nah, man, you seeing the truth. Yeah, the Stranger Things movie, they drawing from something. Oh, they drawing inspiration from something. Yeah. No, you seeing nothing but the truth. The Bible talk about us getting these dreams and these visions. Yo, peace and blessings from South Africa. Your videos and being vindicated in front of the people who tried to end me has much value and contains so much truth. Thank you, sir. Oh yes, I will be putting out similar material. I will definitely be putting out similar material like that, and I'm glad you enjoyed that. Um, definitely, definitely. Somebody says, Nubreed, I love that you've been real from day one, and thank you for sharing your truth. It helped me when I felt I was the only one. These witches are growing in the world against God's children. Right, right. Let me see. Forever Studios says, I need to respond to X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y. I don't need to do nothing. I'm going to do you a favor, Forever Studios, respectfully. I'm going to put you on timeout because I don't think you're being respectful, sir. Let's put you on timeout for, I'm going to give you 24 hours. I just think you need it for a day. You telling a grown man what he needed. You telling me what I need to do. I think you need to think about that for a second. What I need to do is get on YouTube and connect with my audience. That's what I need to do. What I need to do is live my life, take care of my responsibilities. That's what I need to do. And that's what I do. Yeah, I don't need to do nothing. what makes people think they can dictate what I'm going to do on social media? You don't dictate how I move. I move how I move. Let me see. Somebody says, yeah. When you just say things irrelevant, I ain't blocking you. You still welcome to the platform, my guy. But don't be disrespectful. Keep it cordial. Keep it cool, man. That brother got a 24-hour timeout. I'm gonna start using that more, the 24-hour timeout, instead of just blocking people. Because sometimes people just need to think. Like sometimes, like, you know what, you a little out of disrespectful. And they get some time to think for a day or so. Somebody said 50 Cent is GA as well. Man, I wouldn't put it past them, man. I wouldn't put it past none of them cats. I really won't. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he is or ain't, but all I know is, man, to get in those positions, those movies, those $1 million contracts with Netflix and all that, man, them boys be limp. Them boys be broke wrists, broke ankles. A lot of times they got to get their ankles knocked loose to get in these movies. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. They got to get millions of dollars. They get their ankles knocked loose. I really believe that Hollywood and the industry is a nasty, demonic, filthy, roach infested, just herpes infested conclave. It's a conclave of baby oil and broken dreams and misery. the industry is a conclave of misery and baby oil and dried up funk to smell. Ugh. And cocaine. Just misery. Just a satanic. If I just brainstorm on what I think the industry really is, the thing that people are selling their souls for, it strikes me as a very dirty place, bro. Just a nasty place to go. You got Usher in Diddy Flavor Camp. Man is 12 years old in something called Diddy Flavor Camp. No, this is wrong, bro. It's wrong, bro. Y'all seen Justin Bieber? Y'all seen Diddy next to Justin Bieber? I'm not tripping. I ain't tweaking. I am not tweaking, man. These people, something wrong. A flavor camp. I seen a joke with Gene Deal talking about what allegedly happened with Usher and Diddy, and they said that Usher had to get rushed to the hospital. Said that Diddy put Usher in stitches, and he had to get rushed to the damn hospital, bro. These are the stories that Diddy's bodyguard said. Like, we don't care nothing about Diddy. Real foundational black Americans, we don't give a damn about Diddy. Throw that man under the jail. We don't care. We don't care. You got people who really be defending P. Diddy. They really be defending P. Diddy, bro. That man allegedly, according to the 50 Cent documentary, this man made Biggie Smalls pay for his own funeral. Come on, bro. You gonna make your biggest artist pay for his own funeral? That's dark. That's dark. Man, that wind almost knocked the tripod down. Yeah, I wouldn't listen. The industry is a cesspool. Let me see. Somebody says, if it's not a broke wrist ritual, best to believe it's some type of wicked ritual, of course. Right. That's a fact. Somebody said it was later said that that wasn't true. See, that's what I'm saying. It could be a lie. A person could put out a documentary. That's why I said allegedly, according to the documentary. Marlon Wayans made one good point. He made one good point when Marlon said, anybody can make a documentary and spin a narrative. That's true. Anybody can do it. Listen, anybody can make content in general and spread a narrative. You believe whatever you want to believe. Because people are going to gravitate towards who they like regardless. Doesn't matter. That's social media. That is mainstream media. There's people who like Diddy. There's people who like Diddy. And nothing you're going to say about Diddy is going to stop these baby oil loving individuals fucking Diddy. There's people who like 50 Cent. There's nothing you're going to be able to say to stop people from liking 50 Cent. People going to watch, they're going to watch what 50 Cent starts trolling. They're going to watch all his films. They're going to support him. Even if they don't like him, they're going to support him because they're still going to be giving him attention. That's the nature of the beast. People don't really stand on anything these days. The whole industry is a bunch of get-wits. It's like politics. Everybody just trying to align themselves. Let me see. Yeah, you know, we done seen Trump. We done seen Trump on emails from Epstein talking about blowing Bubba. You think there's still people who not rocking with Trump? They don't care if he blew every. They don't care if he blew every politician on the island. They don't care. They don't care. You seen Diddy jolly stomping Cassie? They still like Diddy. People don't care. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. It's all about promotion and attention these days. It's just the truth. Let me see. Somebody says I would listen to 50 Cent before Diddy to add that. Yeah, I mean 50 Cent, he's not innocent. He pushes a negative agenda. He pushes criminality on our people. And 50 Cent works for white supremacy as well. Yo, Gladiator says, man, I just 2X. Thanks. Everybody should buy something one day, support our own instead of the industry. That's what I'm saying. We got 425 people watching right now. If everybody was to take $1 and say, yo, let me support the brother Breed. Let me support him right now. Cashapp, Nubreed Global Truth. That's $425 for my work. It only cost you $1. That's what real support look like. But you know, people don't be on that. People don't think like that. And that's why I say a lot of my live stream, because it take a lot of energy to do these lives. It take a lot of time and effort to be in front of a camera, chopping it up the way us content creators do. If everybody was viewing this stream, say, look, now they trying to disconnect me because I just said something key. That's what support look like. Somebody says, yeah, they try to disconnect me from speaking some real, man. That's what they do. Somebody says, I'm not a Diddy fan. I don't like rap music, but I do believe a lot of others should be in prison along with Diddy, including Cassie. That's a good point. How you get a racketeering charge without any co-defendants? With a co-defendants. That's why I say that the industry been knew what the hell Diddy was doing. The industry been knew. Diddy jumped out of line when he sued Deleon. That's what happened. They was like, oh no, you not. Let's put you back in your place. No. Look, let's expose you. You're gonna take some L's. But Diddy's still a $300 million man. If the industry really wanted to get rid of Diddy, they would have killed him. They're still gonna use him. Yep. What I want my supporters to know is either become a member or start supporting. Because, you know, I'm going to have some level of exclusivity moving forward. Because one thing about it, I'm going to just tell you like this. On YouTube, I'm one of the best content creators on here. And that's just the truth, hands down. And I'm not going to be treated like some 304 on here and have an audience that's not going to be fully supportive. And shout out to the ones who have been supportive through y'all's prayers, through y'all's time, through y'all's love, y'all effort, y'all energy. Shout out to y'all. But then these little scragglers that be trying to come around thinking I'm some type of 304, I'm going to let it be known. I'm going to let it be known that you playing on the wrong channel. Moving Mountain says, is that a threat? LOL. That's a promise. That's a promise. Somebody says, yep, somebody, K Lime says, I can't lie, the members only videos are so informative. Thank you. Support the members only, y'all. Because soon I'm going to be doing live streams exclusive for members. And all my uploads will be on the platform, but let me see. I can't lie. Okay, somebody says Cassie was down with the demonic ritual. She was throwing up the horns constantly. Yeah, they all was in on it. Everybody on Diddy team knew what Diddy was doing. They all know he had a hankering for Bussy. They all knew Diddy was, you know, jolly stomping and molly-whopping Cassie. They all knew there was a lot of flagrant activity going on at the parties. They all knew. Somebody says saying you're the best YouTube channel can be a narrative push for members, said Marlon. I don't know what that means. I am one of the best. That's not a narrative. It's just the truth. Respectfully. Somebody says, when I join Nubreed, you better throw me a party. Who is that? You see, she want to party. She want to party with me, man. That's crazy. Somebody says, support your interests. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. The internet is wild, man. Social media is wild. The stuff that they're pushing is wild. Somebody says you're one of the top brothers on earth. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Knowledge is power. Somebody says, Nubreed, I think it worked because the beginning started with the cross. She says she just clowning. I'm getting my membership. Yeah, yeah, thank you. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to have fun, y'all. Look, a lot of people, they come across my material, and you know, they see that I'm very much a spiritual person, very much also into the Bible, and sometimes they think that that's me 24/7. That's just not the truth. You know, I'm very down to earth, very relatable. I be chilling. But then I have that other side too that's very much serious. Very much serious. Somebody says, can't donate tithes to the 501c3 to make a righteous brother beg like an internet whore. Right. Man, that's what I'm saying. K-Lime says, can't donate. Wow. You can't be donating tithes to the 501c but make a righteous brother beg like an internet whore. You can't do that. That's what I'm saying. You got to support people who actually be there for you, helping you along the way. Let me see. Danielle says, what brand hair dye do I use? Oh, no. Is that Daniels? What hair dye do I use? Your beard is on fleek. Oh, I don't dye my beard. There's no hair dye in my beard. There's no hair dye in my beard. Look, I still got my grays. A few of them. You see? My beard is just healthy. There's no hair dye in there. I don't dye my hair. That's just my beard. The grays are still in there. I got little grays going in there. Yeah. Yeah, now we don't do that. And you know what's weird, man? I think gray hairs can reverse. Because I'll some months I'll get gray hairs, I'll make little adjustments and they'll disappear. Like I've had gray hairs turn gray, then they'll turn brown and they'll turn back black again. I don't know, man. I can't prove it, but I've literally seen my grays reverse. I'm telling you. I'll get a strand, it'll turn like completely white, that thing will turn brown, turn back black. No lie. Happens all the time. I don't know what that about, but it happens. Somebody says, yeah, gray hairs is a sign of stress. It could be just age too. But I think you might be right, because when I'm more so in a stressful zone, that's when it turns more gray. And the thing is, I have a lot going on in my, I gotta give a lot of things to the Most High as well. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with having grays. It also means wisdom. Never forget that. The scriptures talk about grays meaning wisdom. So hold on, let's not get all the brothers and sisters that got grays thinking that they just stressed out and old, because that's not the case. Some people have very young demeanors and youthful looks, but then they got all white hair in their head, all white and gray, but they look youthful. That's just all wisdom. They be having a raid in Mortal Kombat whites. So yeah, don't get it twisted. Yeah, that's wisdom. Somebody says, let me see. Nubreed, I have a question. Why did Abel sacrifice an animal all bloody and Cain just bought natural fruits? Aren't they the sons of the fruit, which means they would know the future? I don't know. I don't understand that question. When you think about Cain and Abel, the story is not really, it's not framed around why they picked what they picked. The Most High wanted a certain sacrifice, and it's not framed around the exact. Basically, an animal would be more. That would be a better sacrifice. So Cain gave a lesser sacrifice. And then instead of rectifying it and correcting it, he decided to slew his brother Abel. So understand that. Instead of just correcting himself. And you can use that nowadays. Example would be, I'm gonna give y'all a real example of Cain and Abel in real time. How this would be framed nowadays. The Most High bless you with great things, abundance, the ability to help other people. But instead, you take what you earn and you use it all for yourself. You don't try to put nothing in place for nobody else, right? On the other hand, there's another brother who's putting things in place, trying to help the people, building, growing, developing, making moves, doing what he's supposed to do. The Most High requires more out of the other person. He required a sacrifice too. That person may have made a sacrifice to the Most High, but it wasn't to the extent of what the Most High wanted. So that same person gets mad instead of saying, "Well, let me sacrifice more to the Most High. Let me give more." Instead of that person saying, "Let me give more to the Most High and do more for my people," I'm going to attack and kill that brother because that person, the Most High looking at him like he's better because he's done more. He sacrificed more. That's the story of Cain and Abel. And that's how that jealousy built up, and and Cain slew Abel. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see. Somebody says Cat Williams and 50 Cent is telling a lot of info. Hope they are protected. Yeah, you said Cat Williams and 50 Cent. 50 Cent works for these people. Somebody says, Moving Mountain says, how you feel about weed? I feel like marijuana or cannabis has its use, but you're not supposed to smoke it, and you don't need THC. You can use hemp seeds to get the benefits. You can use cannabis without the THC and consume it, not smoke it, and reap the benefits it has for your body. You know, Satan can take anything, warp, distort, and manipulate it to be something evil. That's what you got to understand. And weed is one of the same things. And nowadays, I don't know why anybody would want to smoke the weed. Yeah, the THC is what has the devil's energy in it. I don't know why anybody would want to smoke the weed these days. You don't know what the hell you smoking. You could be smoking formaldehyde. You could be smoking roach spray, and you could be smoking astrazine and every damn thing else. And the thing about a person, there's two different type of people out here. There's people who smoke weed, and I'm talking about the weed that is out here in the world, not something that's homegrown, but even homegrown weed has THC, but depending on how you do the strand work and all of that. But there's organic marijuana without it. But anyway, the point I'm about to make, there's two different type of people. There's people who smoke weed and it just mellows them out, they're chill. And then there's a person who smoke weed and they get paranoid. Now, I want to explain something about the person who gets paranoid. The person who gets paranoid needs to understand that that is a sign. That is your consciousness. That is, there's something in you giving you a heightened sense of awareness because you're in danger. Meaning something is unhealthy for you and your body is rejecting it. Your consciousness is telling you that something that I just indulged in is not for me. So a lot of people, when they begin their awakening, they literally start rejecting the marijuana. They start getting paranoid when they smoke it. Why are you getting paranoid? Your subconscious is telling you that, you know, you the reason you thinking, man, you know, everybody's looking at me. Everybody's, what's going on? What's happening right now? Everybody's paying attention to me, and I don't know. I feel in danger. That's because you have a heightened sense of awareness, and your body is rejecting something. And you could be just fine. But for some reason, you can start seeing the spirits on people and everything. That's your body's way of saying, hey, you are in an alignment right now. You are literally enduring an awakening. And this awakening is rejecting former things that you do. So I would pay attention to that. If you're one of those people who get paranoid when you smoke, stop smoking. Just stop it. Stop smoking it. If you're a person who doesn't get paranoid, you know, maybe, perhaps, you just haven't reached that level yet. You haven't reached that level yet. Because there's a level that you can reach where you're going to reject it. And I like hemp seeds. I like cannabinoid oils that don't have THC. I think they're good for you. Matter of fact, no. I know they're good for you. I know they're good. Yeah, CBD oils without THC. You're not taking it to get high. You're taking it for the what? The health benefits. You don't have to get high to get the health benefits from cannabis. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Somebody says CBD has a lot of powerful health benefits on God. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know why anybody would want to smoke this weed these days, man. I don't know where the hell it's coming from. It's lab grown. KC Moto says, keep speaking the truth. Salute. Thank you. Thank you, KC Moto. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that. Somebody says the weed these days is literally scary. Sheesh. Right. You know, when around the times where I stopped smoking weed, it's when all these different strands came out. It was back in the day, like when they start having hydro, when they start having weed in capsules with liquid in it, or the weed just in a capsule, or everybody at the time, Lil Boosie had a song, Smoking on Purple, Ease My Mind. Everybody was on that perp. And then they start coming up with strawberry, watermelon, kiwi, all of these different strands. And then that's when it was like, yeah, I'm not interested no more. Who got Reggie? And then I started my awakening. And then when I would smoke, I would just completely reject it. It's like, no, this is not good for my spirit. Let me see. Bree, you heard about them washing grocery store chicken, pork, and beef in chlorine? Yes. Yes, I heard about that. What are we eating, y'all? What are they feeding us? Yeah, I'm talking about the food ain't right, man. That's why you got to take some time to just fast. detox your system. Get you some beet juice, get you some caloric silver, and just flush your body, man. At least days at a time. Sometimes you got to take 2 and 3 days off of eating, bro, just to just reset. I know I do it often. Well, not as often as I used to, but every now and then I just stop eating for a few days, bro. Because even though I try to get healthy food, man, it's so messed up out here, bro. You're gonna slip up. You're gonna eat something and it's not gonna agree with you. And then when you're used to eating pretty healthy, and you just have one cheat meal that affects you, you ready to fast again. Crazy. Let me see. Somebody says, I can possess people too, bro. I don't care about no weak a demon. I'm seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I can time travel, and I tell you if I want to. Sometimes y'all be running away with it, man. Sometimes y'all just take it a step too far. I'm gonna let you live though. I'm gonna let you live, man. I'm gonna let you do what you do. I'm gonna let you do what you do. Just don't be trying to crack no portals open and come over this side. Because if I catch an inorganic portal in my yard, we gonna have a problem. If I see an inorganic portal jump out and one of you YouTube cats jump out, I'm grabbing the strap. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm grabbing the strap. So you make sure you time jump somewhere else. Somebody said Stranger Things for real. Right. Cuz wild for that. Yeah, man. But you know, we just chopping it up, man. You know, for those just joining, because it's like people coming in and out, in and out. We talking about Diddy, and we talking about Marlon Wayans, and how they got a whole feud that was triggered from the Diddy documentary that's on Netflix called The Reckoning. I watched the whole Diddy documentary. I watched that joint in like one night, I think. Yeah, I watched that entire series in one night. Once you watch the first episode, you're gonna watch every show. It was well put together. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the documentary was well put together. It kept your attention. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep or I'm gonna watch the next episode. It was one of them nights. I'm like, yeah, let me watch the next episode. I ended up watching all four parts of it. I'm like, yeah, this is wild. I mean, even though a lot of the stuff was stuff we already knew. We already knew it, but it was a good reminder. It was a good reminder. You know, I think the biggest takeaway from the documentary is we pretty much know that Diddy got Tupac knocked off. And we can argue that he got Biggie knocked off too. I mean, it should be open and shut. Matter of fact, I think in 1 year, who is the cat that's locked up right now who confessed? Diddy might be going back to jail. We don't know, bro. Because there's a lot that connects him to Pac being killed. But again, the elite been protecting Diddy from a lot. Keefy D. Yeah, Keefy D directly links Diddy. He directly links constituents and peers from Diddy. He talks about the $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Even Diddy in the documentary, he jumps on one song and he's like, yeah, I'm finna put $1 million on these niggas' heads. I'm like, damn. He wasn't rapping or nothing. He just said it in a song. Like, yeah, he's like, look, I'm about to stop playing with these cats. And I'm about to just start dropping $1 million on their head. I was like, damn. Like that? I believe Diddy did it. Hits, coastal beefs. Diddy did it. Somebody said, Bree, why are people talking about ingesting Nephilim blood in this chat? I mean, some of these people spooky. Some of these people spooky. I ain't lying. Somebody says, but Tupac started Illuminati. That might have put a target on his back. Man, what put a target on Tupac back was him jumping on Orlando. That's what put a target on his back. Tupac, he seen that Tyson fight, and he got all amped up. And see, Tupac seemed like one of them cats. He'll watch a movie and be wanting to go do it. Like, you know, I watched, you know what I mean? He's like, he watched the fight and was like, yo, that go that cat right there. Look, first of all, you're a rapper. You got goons, you got everybody else. Like, why did you personally go? He just personally darted at Orlando and they jumped him. And that's, if you watch the 50 Cent documentary, yeah, if you watch the 50 Cent documentary, bro, the Diddy jump, that's basically when they took the opportunity. Like, look, we got the perfect time to get cat. Like, it's certain things you could do. Listen, Pac could have just fell back. Let somebody else handle that. I'm just saying, man. That's my personal take on that. Tupac is the money guy. He's the biggest rapper. Why would you go fight Orlando? Let somebody else do that. They tapped on him. Hey, that go the cat. He walked over there like a man on fire, popped him. They jumped him. Like, I mean, that coastal beef could have been diffused, man. It could have been diffused. It could have been. Let me see. Somebody says, hey, it's crazy knowing you grew up around killers. Now they on the news. Orlando got killed in Compton, and he was a bystander. Somebody said he feel too hard into being seen as a gangster. Yeah, I agree. I actually like Tupac's more like political raps. I like his more conscious. I like his Black Panther type of music. You know what I'm saying? Some of the gangster Jones, they do hit. I mean, they're good songs, but I more so would gravitate towards like a Brenda's Got a Baby or like Revolution, or you know, that's the Tupac music I like. Like when he's putting White Man's World, songs like that. They just get you to thinking, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he had a good balance of putting out something conscious, but it sounded hard though. Like it wasn't just conscious and it was like all preachy, or in a way where, or like Tribe Called Quest or any of those guys was doing. He had a way of making something conscious sound hard. So that's what I like. But the gangster stuff, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't really feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first seen Tupac on the scene, I mean, he was hella flamboyant. You know, he was straight. He's another creative character. I mean, one year he's straight flamboyant, limp wrists in the School of Arts, and then the next moment, you know what I'm saying? He this big gangster hit him up like I respect the craft, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm really buying that. I ain't really buying that. You can just tell people who grew up like that and people who trying to be that, you know. And I'm speaking from experience. I know somebody who just didn't have a choice, opposed to somebody who wants to put on a like a character. And I ain't saying the dude was no sucker or no punk or nothing like that. I'm just saying that some people try to turn an image to reality. Like that's not reality. Like, but whatever. He's another creative character. So all of them in the industry. Yeah, somebody says I rocks with conscious music now for real. Yeah, the older you get, the more you're gonna desire to hear something that stimulates some thought. Somebody said, yeah, like the 6ix9ine dude. What about the 6ix9ine dude? Somebody says your merch looks good. That's what's up. Yeah, in case y'all just joining, look, Nobility brand, man. We about to do a site revamp too in the near future. I got some new designs. We gonna get the day live clothes and all that, bro. We finna look. I'm gonna revamp for the winter season. We gonna get some sweatpants on that joint. I'm gonna see this nobility gonna stay up. There's gonna be some things that's gonna get taken down, but I'm gonna revamp some new nobility designs. You know, this design right here is pure fire right here, but there's gonna be some new designs. Also, I got the Hebrew heroes on there. The Hebrew heroes, that's, we got this stuff in different colors, man. We fly for the winter season. We got our summer fashion too. But it's gonna be some rebranding, some restructuring going on. The clothes have been doing pretty good, and cop you something. Like we got the flyest. I'm gonna say this right now. We have the flyest gear, the flyest clothing online. Like far as an independent content creator, I got the flyest stuff. Like let's stop playing. It's the flyest. Normally people just be having little T-shirts at the bottom of their screen. It don't be actual clothing, like a line of clothing. Something that is heavy quality, heavy duty. They just got the little $8 T-shirts that they selling for $40. No, you're gonna get quality stuff. Y'all know how long I had this? I've been rocking. Listen, I done had this for a year and some change. This joint is still this joint right here that haven't shrunk. It's still heavy duty. It still fits good. It's warm. The cotton is 100% cotton. It's thick. Like, yeah, man. Like, and you getting it for the same price you would pay for something cheap that they be selling online. Like, I'm telling you. Yeah, we're not playing over here. One of the not for sale shirts coming back in stock. We're gonna revamp those too. We're gonna revamp those. Honestly, I don't know why they're saying not in stock. I have to go check on that. But I think they are. I think they are out of stock because those was limited. But no, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna revamp the not for sale. We're gonna come up with some new designs. The new designs are on the way for nobility, Hebrew heroes, and not for sale. Somebody in the chat saying he's Michael the Archangel. Sometimes y'all just be going overboard. I don't know if y'all just grew up watching just too much Dragon Ball Z and then you learned the Bible and you just I don't know. I come across a lot of people like that. It's like y'all watch Dragon Ball Z. Y'all read a lot of comic books, a lot of anime, and then you learn the Bible and you just transform into stuff. In your mind, you really that person. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then sometimes a lot of the Israelite community, y'all do some spooky stuff, man. Y'all like to see when the camera's glitching on somebody at a still shot. It's glitchy, and then say that somebody is a reptilian. You know what I'm saying? I believe in all of that stuff, but some of y'all be running away with it. Some of y'all be running away. Like y'all be going too far, bro. Y'all be going too far. Somebody says, okay, it wasn't me, bro. Who said it wasn't me? Yeah, I mean to each his own, man. Y'all have fun with that. Like somebody said, I'm just trying to tell cuz they wouldn't believe him either. Yeah, there's some wild doctrines going on, man, in the community in these spaces. I noticed something. I'm gonna call this out. Might as well call it out. And this is why. And this is why right here, what I'm about to say, y'all have to join my membership because I'm not gonna just be addressing everything publicly. You know, if you're a member, you can hear what I think about stuff because it's like you rocking with me personally. But somebody had asked me maybe like a week ago. It was like, Bree, what you think about one of the camps teaching that Gentiles can now get salvation? My first thought was, I've been teaching that. We've been teaching that over here. We've been teaching that they can be grafted in. And then I went and looked up who said it. Who said it? And it kind of got me thinking, and I said, man, that's crazy. Because these very same people who are now saying Gentiles can get salvation, they were making videos on me condemning me. They were saying that we was using UP farms to bring in pagans and homosexuals, and they did a complete smear campaign on me. Just complete lies to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm done with the Israelite community. And these very same guys, I'm not gonna say the name of the camp. They're pretty known. Now they're out here saying Gentiles can get salvation, and guess what the rest of the community is doing? Bashing them. I mean, they going in. I mean, the way they going in is like, it's crazy. Like they some dudes from the streets. I mean, they dropping all kind of obscenities on them. They just acting crazy, which more so also why I distance myself. But that camp owes me an apology. That camp owes Nubreed Global Truth an apology. Y'all started a beef with me for no reason. Y'all have not repented for that because you never reached out to me about it. Y'all owe me an apology. Yeah, Genesis camp. If anybody from Genesis watching it, y'all owe me an apology. Y'all owe me a severe apology because you had Glorilla Shebrew over there who put a battery in y'all's back after he had something put up his back. You let him put a battery in his back. Put a battery in y'all's back to attack me, and y'all never apologized for that. Y'all claim I was building a pagan oasis while y'all's leader was getting pegged in his oasis. And then, instead of coming to me and apologizing, when y'all know we got mutual people we know, y'all can reach out to Inside the Nation and let's do a podcast and I want a formal apology. Or y'all can reach out and do a phone call and say, hey, Bree, we apologize for that. Because we was wrong. We let this Mongolian tether who like to get his ass penetrated. We let him put a battery in our back and we jumped out there on you. And we know you've been around longer than our whole camp. You've been around longer than our whole camp. We should have never spoke your name. We should have never disrespected you because you foundational to the growth, to the movement. Y'all let the Mongolian tether who like being paid, let y'all jump out and disrespect Big Breed. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. Yeah, the Mongolian twerker. Somebody put the Mongolian twerker. But I knew eventually the truth was gonna come out. I'd be patient. People be like, Bree, why you don't respond to this? Why you don't respond to that? I don't respond to things for a reason. I don't respond to people for a reason. I know they're goofy. I know a lot of people be goofy, so I just be waiting. I just be waiting patiently. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, Breed, this person said this about you. So, I don't care. Breed, that person said something. What you gonna say? You gonna respond? Nah, I don't care. And you got a lot of these other creators who messy, who just want to see a back and forth. That's all they want to see. You know you gotta respond to this, don't you, bro? I ain't gotta respond to a damn thing. I'm gonna let them write checks that I'm gonna let them write checks that they really can't cash. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let them write checks that they can't cash. I don't respond to goofies and tethers and trolls, and I don't respond to that. Haven't y'all caught on by now? I let people crash out. I like to live rent free in people's minds, bro. Y'all don't understand. I don't have to respond to nothing. Yeah, I just let them talk. One day y'all gonna understand the formula, because listen, I'm only following the Bible. I'm only following the Bible. That's it. See, the Bible says you rebuke a man once or twice. If they not hearing you, step away. I would never give a single person too much of my energy. I would never do that. Let me tell y'all something in life. When people say things about you, this goes for all of y'all. I want y'all to understand this. When people speak ill on your name, they got everything to say about you. Listen, the goofy people who believe them, you don't want them around you anyway. You don't want those goofy people who believe nonsense and lies around you anyway. So what's the point? That's why when people come at me, hey, bro, I heard something, so I'm like, you believe that? Do you believe it? Oh, you just as goofy as them. Go